Al had just entered the wagon and was beginning to look around. Whistling Joe was making his way towards his own, proclaiming he had forgotten his wallet, and Nix had moved to intercept him and provide some sort of cover or distraction for the sly fox as he pilfered the wagon looking for clues. Al, from your position, you can hear the exchange between Nix and Joe. He is eager to get into his wagon, get out. The wagon you're in is about 20 feet from the wagon, his wagon, that he's going through.
So I'm looking through the wagon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I found a bunch of different stuff. In the barrel, there was a gun, a magic gun, which made sense in the context, and there was magic Viagra. Okay, right. And then I wanted to do an investigation check of the general area.
Using the information that Nix had given you earlier, begin to look around the wagon. Go ahead and roll investigation.
17.
Roll a stealth as well.
I got a 3.
Joe looks up. Well, yeah. What's going on there? Is Mary misbehaving? She always gets so anxious when she's out here and starts kicking around. Al rolled a 3 on a stealth check. There was a music box that had gone ajar, and when he pulled the chest open, the lid of the music box opened up, and it started to play, alerting Joe. He came over to investigate the wagon. What are you up to next?
Nix is going to make a move to stop him and say, "Oh, don't go back there. I ain't sure exactly what's back there, but, there are some strange animals in this area. You better let me check it out."
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Ooh, an 18 plus 3, so 21.
Joe got a 19. He actually has a 0 on his charisma. So he says, "Oh, well, all right, miss. Well, I got to warn you, though, that wagon's a bit cursed."
Cursed? What do you mean by cursed?
Belle was telling me that if people mess with it, it turns them into animals.
It turns them into animals. Well,
Hearing this inside the caravan, I'm scared momentarily, and then when he says animals, I'm like, oh.
You hear Mary the cow mooing when he says this line.
What happens to an animal that got turned into? What does an animal turn into when they enter the wagon?
If an animal's the wagon, I don't know. Maybe it explodes. I mean, maybe it turns inside out. I don't know. I'm not a wizard. I
won't enter it, but I'll just.
Let me roll Arcana. Let's see if I know. I got a 14. I got a feeling that it probably wouldn't affect little critters like snakes and bugs and whatnot, if in like a possum. But if it was like your little vulpine friend over there that's sitting on the log, that's not an illusion or anything. Even though he's been saying the same thing. Yeah, there we go. He loves his rattlesnakes. Well, it would probably turn him into a critter, like a little squirrel or something, or I don't know, some sort of animal. This is just what
All
Belle
right.
told me.
Well, good thing he's sitting over there on the log and nothing's happening yet.
Good thing
so
indeed, Missy.
I'll just go and take my quarterstaff and poke. I'm not going to get in the wagon. Don't worry.
All right.
I'll take your wonderful advice, and I'm just going to go to the back of the wagon and kind of make a big show and say, "Scat, get out of here!" Smack around with my quarterstaff.
So you hear the blunted sound of wood on wood, toot toot toot, as she taps around the wagon, and Whistling Joe says, "Be careful, don't break stuff." All right, I'll just mind my own business, get in my wallet, and get out of here.
You see Al with his hands on a music box, and his ears are preened up, and his eyes are wide open, and he looks at you and shrugs.
Nix is staring back with giant, wide cat eyes, and her ears are just down just a little bit. I'm so sorry.
I'd like to creep over under the cover of the banging stick noise and hop out.
So a few minutes go by, Whistling Joe gets his wallet, and you can hear him trying to whistle up a storm as he makes his way to his...
I'd like to run over to the fire and replace myself.
Boop. Your temperature disappears, and you take his place.
And as he does that, to kind of cover that, I'm going to walk back towards where Whistling Joe is.
You can see It's a small hill. They're on the other side of it. There is like a blanket spread out, some rough-looking pillows that probably could use a good wash, as well as some sort of bottle of what you can only assume to be wine, although it does seem a bit out of character given the persuasions of the resident here. And next to him is Belle. She is kind of leaning on her side. He's laying down on the ground, and she's doing the little like one finger kind of swirling around on his chest kind of thing. And he's talking about how great he is and how he's going to own this whole railway one day.
And Nyx is just going to very quietly sneak back from whence she came.
You return to the camp. You can see Ed's lizard is looking kind of agitated, as well as Widow's horse. Ed is standing there, still kind of placating Mary, the cow, and he looks over and you says, "This cow, she seemed pretty anxious when Joe came down."
That is true. I've been thinking that this cow is a little strange, and I would like to take a good hard look at this cow at this point.
You just stand in front of the cow and just put your hands on your hip and like, ooh.
Slightly mean mugging it. Yeah.
Okay. How are you gonna go about? How are you gonna?
Twitching.
All right. How are you examining this beast of burden? Any strategy?
With my eyes.
With your eyes? Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation.
It's a nice roll, a 17.
17. Nice. What's your modifier?
Like wow. I am looking. +1, so an 18.
18. The cow isn't acting like a cow. You'd expect it to be kind of doe-eyed and passive, but as you examine it, as you stare into its face, it seems to be staring back at you.
Excellent. So, Mary, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and assume that you aren't what you appear to be. Is there any chance you speak common?
The large bovine head moves slowly to the left and then slowly to the right, and then back and forth.
But you understand common.
And then she lifts her head up, lifts her head down.
All right, I'm gonna turn to my companion at the fire and say, "Hey, get over here."
Oh, all right.
This cow understands you.
I hate rattlesnake, Al says as he gets up, walking over, chucking this rattlesnake meat to the side. What? There's transfiguration, transmograph. I don't know magic.
Transmutation, that's the word. Yes. This cow
Okay.
had a lot of transmutation on it. And then I started speaking to her in common, and she understands. She nodded her head yes, and she shook her head no. So we could ask some yes and no questions.
Oh, okay, he says, and he like scrambles and takes out his notebook. What's your name? Ah, shit, wait. How many fingers am I holding up?
Well, you know what? I'm a druid, so I have a way with dumb beasts. So maybe I ought to handle this. Dumb as in mute.
Right.
Like dumb as in mute, not stupid.
Mary turns her head away from you.
They reach out my hand and pat her head. I meant unable to speak and communicate. Not stupid. I know you're intelligent.
Okay, so she
Obviously,
nods.
the reason I started talking to
and then you remember when you first said dumb beasts, she gestured towards Al.
What is? I'm the smartest one here, all right? He says, putting his cap over his face.
I wouldn't call him dumb. I haven't known him very long. Maybe you've known him longer than me, but he's already put quite a bit on the line to try and help me out. So I wouldn't say he's dumb.
Okay, so she nods again.
The only thing I care for is solving this mystery. And he likes his pen again.
Mary sighs.
Puts his pen to the paper.
Okay, so she goes over to you and kind of sniffs, kind of like and investigates what you're doing, and you realize that you have her attention.
Do you know anything about the disappearance of these skeletons?
Yes, she nods her head.
Mm.
Big slow movements.
Are they related to your hobgoblin driver? Wait, are you a cow against your will? What does she do?
She nods her head yes.
Oh,
When you ask her
exactly.
if she is a cow against her will, she nods yes, she agrees that she is a cow against her will. But there's a bit of a hesitation, like she has to think about the answer.
Are you being instructed on your answers, Mary? Wait, is Mary your name?
No,
I should ask one
she
question
shakes
at a
her.
time. I'm
She
sorry.
shakes her head. No.
Okay,
I
sorry.
think we just
To get
blew this
back,
case wide open.
is your client related to the disappearance of skeletons here along this railroad?
She shakes her head. Yes.
Oh, all right, this is good. Is in her? Can we find more answers in her wagon?
Gives a cow shrug. Like she kind of brings her head down low and then kind of looks up at you.
Is she? Is that a shrug? Do you think she did a shrug there? I couldn't tell.
I think so.
She shakes her head.
From the
Yes.
shape of an ox, I don't think they have much capability to shrug. So I think that's the only way she could bring her shoulders up higher than her head.
Is Belle a bad person?
She shakes her
In
head.
your
No.
personal judgment. Ooh, it's all coming together. He says, scratching his head like compulsively.
Is Whistling Joe involved?
Big
I
old
figured.
no.
He's just an idiot.
I was just wondering. I was wondering if he was genuinely that dumb or if it was a front.
Why
And
would
I
he
mean
hire
dumb
us?
as in stupid this time.
Okay, so the cow kind of goes, or the ox goes, moo hoo 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 hoo.
Was that a laugh? Is she dying? I can't tell. You're the. You know
That
this.
was a laugh.
Oh, okay.
I was funny just now. Why aren't you laughing? That's the question.
Ha ha ha.
We'll work on that. You need to improve your performance abilities. You ain't fooling nobody.
I can act just fine. We're getting off topic. And I flip a note. I'm like, okay, so she's involved.
That's a savage cat right there.
Wow.
Wow, yeah, claws are out.
And a very flustered fox. Have you seen the skeletons disappearing yourself?
She shakes her head.
Then how does she know where? How does she know about this? Have you seen the skeletons after they've been like in a pile or in a group or hogtied or cattle whacked, lassoed?
She shakes her head. No.
Then how does she know about the skeletons? How do you know about the skeletons? Damn it.
I like that in your investigation,
way-
your key witness is a cow.
We
I'm
got no
getting
other
the biggest
leads.
kick out of that. Let me just hold on. Let me ask her a question real quick.
Of course.
Just to expedite this process. You wouldn't happen to know if there is or is not a lich involved, would you?
Oh, that's a good question.
She shakes her head. No.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you see me, but a lich could flick me and I would die.
She shakes her head. Yes.
I don't need. That wasn't a question.
Stop sassing me, cow.
Is there a way to change you back from a cow?
She shakes her head. Yes.
Is it? Couldn't we do that?
She does
do
shrug.
you want to be a cow? Well, whatever you're into, I guess. I don't. This is tough when you can only say yes or no. If we follow Belle, will she lead us to the skeletons?
She shrugs again.
Does it depend on which direction Belle wants to travel next?
Oh, that's good.
She shakes her head. Yes.
Did you see any of the skeletons the way you came from?
No.
Do they lie ahead in the direction you were heading towards?
Yes.
Are they in a ravine or hole of some kind?
She does another kind of shrug. kind of a
I
bit
don't
slow
think
and
she knows.
I don't understand how she's seen them but don't know where they
Well,
are.
she might have seen them in transit to someplace.
Oh,
Could have been
oh,
traveling.
she
did
nods
you
her
see
head.
them in a cattle car, on a train?
She nods the head to the in transit and then looks a bit confused at you when you mention cattle car. Or,
No offense.
yeah, and I don't know how a cow really gestates confusion with just its face. But
Crooked head.
moo, moo moo.
Say
Well,
moo.
I don't think that the railroad is completed yet, so I'm not sure that, correct me if I'm wrong,
It's not completed.
so I'm not sure they would be being transported across rail if the rails aren't there.
Is this a crime ring?
She answers is like she was gonna shake her head yes, but then she stopped and then did a no.
What we have so far, I say, talking to Nix, there our Lady of the Night is associated with the theft of skeletons. She has accomplices, but it's not part of a broader crime ring or conspiracy.
Is it other prostitutes?
No, she shakes her head no.
Is it other imprisoned animals? Or, possibly voluntarily transformed animals?
She shakes her head yes.
Are there other ones watching us right now? I say, looking around.
She shakes her head yes.
Shit. Is it that snake? I think that's a no.
She looks at the dead snake over the campfire. No.
Shit. Are they gonna rat us out?
She shakes her head
Why
yes.
would they rat us out?
Well, oh, sorry. No offense. If they're rats, like it's an expression. Sorry if you're a rat. I didn't mean that.
Nix is going to make a quick circle of the outskirts of the camp and investigate, looking for any creatures who might be watching.
Al, what are you doing?
I'm talking with the cow.
Okay, you're gonna continue questioning. Nix, as you make your way around, go ahead and roll me a investigation, survival, or perception check.
I will roll perception. Okay, that is a 2 plus 4, so a 6.
You see some dog tracks. They're not walking on 4 legs.
Oh, shit. All right, fantastic. I'm going to head back towards where Al is standing, and I'm going to share that information. Ow!
Yeah.
There are some really large dog tracks over there. And you can tell Nix's tail is kind of swishing back and forth a little anxiously. The strange thing is they seem to be on 2 feet instead of 4.
I look back at Mary. Do you have an accomplice who is a large dog but is bipedal? Is there somebody associated with Belle or otherwise relevant to this conversation that you know of?
She shakes her head yes.
Are they dangerous?
She shakes her head yes.
Wait, why are you telling us all this? Okay, I guess I have to make it a yes or no. Are you telling us this for material gain reasons?
She kind of like stares at you, not really able to give a yes or no answer.
Do you think we're just swell folks? Or one of us is swell folks? Do you think we can change you back?
She stares at you a long time, hesitantly, and then shakes her head.
No?
Shakes her head yes or no?
Oh, yes. She shakes her head yes.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm sure Nix might be able to help more with that. Your dog friend. If we follow those dog tracks, will they lead us to the skeletons or some sort of information related to that?
She shakes her head yes.
All right. Close up my book.
We have our heading.
We got a lead. Oh, thank you so much for cooperating with HAPD. Here's my name and associated address if you need more contact. And I like.
She reaches out with her
her
cow lips and just like takes it out of your hand like that. Now has your business card in her mouth.
And please let me know.
I think she'd appreciate something more edible.
She's chewing up your business card right now.
That's not. Those cost a copper a piece.
And it's gone.
I'm new to the camp, so I have no idea what kind of stuff is around. So I'm gonna go poke around in Al Company's wagon and look for some sort of animal feed.
As you're looking around, she kind of reaches to the left and to the right, and it's like she's trying to pull the harness, like unharness herself.
Oh, and the harness had some transmutation magic all over it. Okay, Let's get her unhitched.
Al, make a athletics check as you begin to unharness this animal.
So I'm not going to unharness the cow, is what you're saying. Yes, indeed. That's a 9 minus 4, which is a 5.
Okay,
I'm
as he's taking care of this, he's gonna reaching up, and you see his sleeve get caught in the harness just as the cow begins to walk away, and you can see him like getting drug a little bit at a slow pace. Nix, what do you do?
I'm gonna make an animal handling check, and I'm going to try and stop her.
You guys have established.
Wonderful, because that was a natural one. So thank you. And that is a 15.
15.
Oh, actually 15 plus 4, so a 19.
19. All right, so you're able to come up behind Al and kind of just lift him up a little bit, and it frees his cuff collar. You realize that he wasn't really hurting or anything. He just didn't want to get his nice jacket torn or anything like that. So now he's free, and Mary kind of makes her way over to your guys' camp and starts investigating things.
I can't tear up this jacket. It's my I bought it just for detecting.
Nix is just gonna give Al a very strange look and then walk and follow Mary.
The cow walks with heavy strides. There's a feeling of purpose, and she just kind of uses her nose to kind of nuzzle various bits of effects and personal bags and kind of sniffing things and gently exploring the campsite. And she gets up to the snake sketty and draws back, catching a whiff of the foul brew.
Mm.
And then she
I think
kind
we have a lot in common with her.
like
That's
looks
fair.
at looks quizzically at both Nix and Al.
That wasn't my idea. I arrived, they had already been cooking it.
Oh, okay. Whistling Joe is insane. We don't have to go into it. I don't want to talk about it anymore, to be honest. I say, looking at the bandage on my arm. There's feed on the lizard if that's what you need.
Ed steps in at this point and says, well, if you wanted to check out those tracks, I'll stay here and watch the camp.
Edgar says that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was a cow. I was like,
Your
that cow
expression was
can talk
your
now?
expression was priceless. I was really wondering what was processing right there.
Yeah. Let's go. As my pa used to say, if there's tracks on the ground, you follow the hound.
So you guys depart following the tracks, and I need you to roll either a survival roll to follow the tracks or a perception roll to be aware of the environment as you move forward.
Oh, that is a 6.
And Al?
17.
17. Okay, so we're gonna go with the 17.
Like I get on all fours and I like put my Vulpin nose to the ground and like start like sniffing along the tracks and like prodding every so often, and then my ears like swivel around and look at the next footstep, and I carry on like that, occasionally looking back at Nix and gesturing for her to follow with my tail.
Nix just watches, somewhat in disgust.
How do you gesture with your tail too?
It's like and pointing in the general direction.
Okay, like a little periscope kind of thing.
Exactly.
I've got like a strong Tex Avery kind of feel from the character. So as you Nix, you notice that the tracks quickly disappear, but Al's nose seems to be keener than the eye. He quickly follows the scent. Before long, he comes up to a large like kind of rock on the top of a hill, and you are aware that your quarry is nearby. You're currently out of sight from them, and they may most likely be unaware of your approach as you rolled so high.
I hold up my tail in the halt position, and
Okay.
I say, "We're close."
So the tail makes like a little hand like stop,
Or like a fist.
like a fist. With magic, anything's possible. Okay, so the tail makes a fist. You obviously get the image of what to do.
Yes.
You would know that your quarry is within 100 feet. May or may not be aware of your presence.
They may or may not be aware of our presence. Sorry, they may or may not be aware of our presence.
Well, that tells us a lot. Thank you.
Like to stretch up onto the rock like as tall as I can get, and then like peer over it, looking for vaguely canine or humanoid figures.
It is like you rise up over the top of the rock, and it's like you're rising up while looking into a mirror. Another canine face meets you eye to eye, and it rises up with you. But this is much heavier set in the jowls, and the ears a little bit torn up. It's heavier in the muzzle and darker in the fur. They got a natural 20 for their perception roll. And
I
the
think they know we're here.
you recognize it as a gnoll. The dark brown eyes stare at you and say, "Hi."
Hello there. My name's Albert. What's your name, big man?
Crushjaw.
Oh, Crushjaw.
Just because I got good jaws.
Oh.
And he bites at the air.
Yeah, that's a very pleasant name, Crushjaw.
What's your name?
His name is Crushjaw. Oh, my name's Albert. Albert Hooks. You know, what you doing out here in the desert?
What's an Albert?
Crushjaw? An Albert? I think he was a king a long time ago. I'm named after him.
You're a king.
Thanks. Actually, can I do a history roll on the name Albert?
Sure. He turns around and yells, there's a king up here.
I don't have proficiency. I got an 11.
You know, you're certain over a large enough time span, there definitely is an Albert, and he would be a king. But you don't know exactly when. Yeah, but you're certain that at one point there should be one. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm named after a king. I'm not a king.
So, Nix, what are you doing during this?
Am I able to see this exchange and hear it? Like
you saw Al go up and his tail go poof, and heard him dialogue with the gnoll. You also hear two more flanking you from the sides.
All right, so Nyx is going to quickly reach for her quarterstaff, and then I'm going to cast Shalala on my quarterstaff, and just hold it ready so that if anything busts out, I'm going to whack it with my magical stick of no.
Okay, two gnolls come out of the brush. One of them looks at the shillelagh and goes, "Stick!"
Oh, God.
Crushjaw, you brought some friends.
Well, as I am a cat, I'm very uncomfortable with the energy that they've created in the studio today. So hackles up. Nyx is just going to give a little...
So you hear some hissing behind you. Al, what are you up to?
Don't mind my friend. She hisses when she is happy.
Okay, make a deception check.
Oh, God. Oh, wait. Oh, that's a 14. Do I have a deficiency in charisma? 13.
The gnoll tilts his head to his side and gives you kind of the aru, like, a little bit confused. But he isn't rejecting the idea. He's just kind of bamboozled.
Hey, do you like? I dig. My fist goes down while I still have my eyes set on the gnoll. My fist dives into my pocket, like rummaging around looking for anything. I think I have. Oh, and I pull out some rations, some jerky.
Okay, so now.
Do you like jerky, my canine friend?
Yeah.
Well, have at it. I toss it right into his mouth.
It doesn't even hit the ground. You're a good dog. Come with us. And he grabs you by your neck. We have bones. Come on.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Do you?
Next, we're going to see some bones.
You have the opportunity to fight, not like fight like in a battle, but to contest the grapple. Would you contest it?
I think I'm not going to contest because I feel like I would die if I did that.
The gnoll, you see the hind legs of Al just get lifted off the ground, and he's gone. Nyx, you heard the dialogue between him and the gnoll.
So I've been aware. Okay, so then in that case, Nyx is going to be extremely uncomfortable, but calming herself down to work on her wits, gathering her wits, and then just seconds after seeing his legs disappear, she's going to continue holding her staff, but make a jump for the top of that rock, considering
As you leap away,
Albert's
both the
small size.
knolls lunge forward. 18, does that hit?
It does.
And
Yes.
a 7. As it forward,
Not.
you are expecting the pain of a bite, the heavy jaws wrap around your ankles. But what you hear instead is the crunch of wood as you hear the knoll shout out, "Stick!" and lunge for your shillelagh. And you can attempt to hold on to it, or you can let it go. What would you like to do?
Definitely holding on to it and going to shout at it, "Drop it!"
Okay, make intimidation, persuasion, or animal handling. What would you like to do?
Animal handling, I think.
Okay.
And that is a 19 plus 4.
Oh, nice. They got a 13 on their
Yes.
wisdom, so they, you hear, and you feel the stick lighten as the jaws release, and as you make your escape, you hear, "Stick, stick." This is
As I make it to the top of the rock, I just turn around and smile really big and say, "Good boy." Nyx is going to turn away from this scene and continue trying to find Albert, but she's going to give a very big roll of her eyes because stupid dogs.
Cats. You're the perfect cat. Okay, you're able to follow Al, and 30 minutes of travel, and the knoll goes from.
Am I held like by the nape the whole time?
I imagine he picked you up by the nape and was like, we're gonna go find bones," and then he like took you and slung you under his shoulder like that, and then
Oh, okay.
and then like I guess later would probably get bored of that and like I don't know, try to figure something out with your looking
So
for your instructions.
He like fireman carries me, and then Nyx can like finally see my face, and I'm just looking back.
And Nyx is just quietly following
Shrugging.
along.
You see the knoll's tail wagging as he returns back. You find what was a work camp that had been long since abandoned. There's an old well in the middle of it, and you can see various bones scattered about. They've all been gnawed on fairly thoroughly. It doesn't take long to figure out that these are human bones, are Zarin bones, given this is Neska. Nyx, I imagine you stop at the outskirts, or do you just follow in?
Probably going to stop for a moment at the outskirts just to look around.
Go ahead and give me an investigation or survival roll.
11, so not great.
11. Oh, you
Hold
can
on,
add
I've got
more?
to add to it.
Plus 2?
So a 13.
13. You would know that there's over 10 gnolls with a maximum of 30. Somewhere between 10 to 30 gnolls that make their home here. It seems like in the heat of the day, most of them are trying to find shelter from the sun. Al, as you have a front row seat to the encampment, you would see strange. So you're carried in this encampment. There's 3 buildings, all matchstick construction. You're carried inside one of them, and there is a burlap bag. It has kind of this, as the gnoll walks by it, it kind of clatters with a bunch of distinct voices whenever a gnoll passes by it. It's difficult to make out what they're saying, but it comes out as a various kind of guttural hisses. They are speaking common, but because of the circumstances of your situation, being you don't have time to investigate it directly. Most of the bones are chewed on, but then you see like foot bones that they're like the shin and the foot, and then there's leather thongs or straps hanging off of them. You see 12 gnolls in this building with you.
Nice sack, I say.
Oh, that? Yeah, noisy sack. They talk a lot. Just throw them in a corner. Can't do much without a body.
Oh, what did you do with the bodies?
He hands you a themer.
Oh, thank you, my friend, I say, and like kind of half-heartedly like gnaw on it a
Oh,
little
you
bit.
you got to chew hard, strong jaw. You got to, and he like takes his hands, like helps you chew. Poor, so weak. Help you
Ah,
chew.
yeah, really. I
Mmm.
got it. I got it. I
Okay.
got
All
it.
right.
And I like rub my jaw and like. So you've been taking skeletons from the railroad, my friend. Is that where you got this?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. So thanks for showing me your camp. Should I leave like some rations and go, or do you
Mm.
want to
We fight.
what?
Yeah, fighting is fun.
Oh, I can't say I'm really into that. You know, I'm not a fighter. I'll play you at poker. Could we do that? That kind of fight?
Roll a persuasion.
A seven.
What?
7.
The Knoll got 9. Poker. What? Oh, poker. Yes. And he grabs a sharp bone and he kind of makes a poking motion with it. Heh, yeah. Here. And then he kicks
Oh.
another broken sharp bone to your ears. We play poker.
I pick up the this bone and I say, oh, okay. Who are we fighting
Me.
together? Who are we fighting against?
No, I'm gonna fight you.
Nix, are you there? I shout.
Okay. He's kind of walking towards you with this sharp bone.
In the meantime, I have been sneaking towards this building where I saw my friend carried. And I am there and I can hear him, but I will not respond at this time.
Al, I need you to roll initiative.
Oh God. Oh, okay. That is a 17. And I used up my one trump card today to sneak into the tent. Aha! Wait, there is one other thing I know. I have one other trick up my sleeve.
You sly fox, you.
Nix, you need to roll initiative as well.
Oh, a nat 20. I have a +1, so a 21 for initiative.
Oh, 21.
It's the highest I've ever rolled in initiative ever, I think.
Nice. You can hold your action, and then if something happens, then if it meets that trigger, then you can use whatever the held action is. So you could say like if the knoll stabs Al, I charge in and swing at the knoll kind of thing.
Okay. Yes. If the knoll moves against Al, I'm going to charge in and release poison spray.
Okay. And just as you're anticipating, the knoll does come up to Al, and he takes this broken bone and attempts to give him a free piercing. I don't think he's certified though, and I don't think it's a medical tool.
It is not.
He
got above me.
Does a 16 hit?
Oh dear. Yes, a 16 does indeed hit.
So this is an improvised weapon. So you take 3 points of damage.
I'm still up.
So with this dried bone, he comes in and he goes to stab Al in the chest. Al quickly rolls to one side and catches his cigarette box. The brittle bone cracks and the tip breaks off, but the force behind it is what hurts, and you feel it give you a dead leg, and you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. At that same moment, Nix, hearing the disturbance, you slide. I would imagine you're on the roof and kind of like watching on the interior from the eave. And as that's going on, you come down and do a half flip and try to kick him off. Is that about right? Like
that is true, but my held action was going
and
to be
then
poison spray.
and then hit him with a poison spray. So it's like a can of mace. Okay, roll to attack.
Another nat 20.
Oh, nice. The knoll drops the crude weapon, and as the spray of acid washes over his face, or poison washes over his face, and you're and he staggers back, stunned.
Wonderful, and that does 1d12 damage, and that is 10 points of damage.
You get to roll another one because it's critical.
Oh, that's right. Another 3 points on top of that.
How much did you do?
13 total.
13. As he looks around, you can see his eyes are all puffy and swollen, and his nose is now just like dripping with snot. He's like, yeah, And he's trying to get his bearings.
She's going to shout, "Bad dog!"
All right, Al, what are you doing?
Okay. How far is the knoll from me?
He's 5 feet from you.
Behind the knoll, I would like to use minor illusion to cast the sound of a dog whistle.
I like the way you think. This is good.
Okay. How many knolls did I say were in there? 13. So you have a modifier of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Half of the knoll pile leaps up, barking ferociously, and they run towards the sound of this noise, trying to investigate what it is. Your adversary, caught up in the fight and overwhelmed by the pain of the poison, doesn't seem to respond to it as he's trying to get the adjutants like out of his eyes, out of his ears. He will say, all right, you win. And go ahead and roll that intimidation roll for your earlier role play there, Nix.
All right. Intimidation +3, so 10.
A 10? Why you hit me? We were playing. What is this magic?
You
Not.
almost killed me.
You're I was
He's just a pup.
oh he is?
He's just a puppy.
pull out-
Don't you see how small he is?
Yeah, but
Oh, I pull out my cigar box and see half my cigars have been ruined, split in half. And I go, no! Why did it have to be my left side?
he's a puppy. Okay, roll deception, and you can have advantage because Al's hamming it up with his cigars over there.
A wee little baby pup.
That is a 25, my friend.
What?
I am having a good night.
Okay, the
first
knoll
time.
just falls to his
ever.
knees and goes, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was Puppy. Puppy's good. And he kind of like on his knees goes over to Al and tries to like lick his face, like when dogs are kind of like apologizing. Sorry. Tiny puppy.
Thank you. Thanks.
Nix is gonna tenderly reach down and pick up Al like a toddler.
We don't have to do the act the whole time. Nix?
Yes, we do. Yes, we really do.
Okay. Thank you.
Play
Thanks.
along.
Mama?
No, nanny. I'll be your nanny, okay?
Thanks, Nanny Nix.
There we go. That's more like it. Now you just play along with me. I've gotten out of situations like this before.
I'm sorry. Please don't tell Cow Lady.
What do you know about? I mean, what do you know about Cow Lady?
She's strong, like your nanny. She used same magics, and she gives us bones.
Does she bring you these bones for being good boys?
Mm-hmm.
How often does she bring them?
A few months.
And what do you have to do in return?
We help. We're good boys. We pick them up and run them here on the legs. And he's gonna point to the leg bones with the leather straps.
You want to show me?
Yeah. And he coughs violently, and some yellow phlegm comes up. Looks like the poison spray was. I don't feel good. Can you make it better? And he starts to whimper.
I really could.
I don't feel good.
All right. And being moved for some godforsaken reason, Nyx is going to reach out and touch him while she casts Cure Wounds and heal him.
So the knoll kind of like, and his lungs clear up as the poison clears, and you can see the redness that was in his eyes clear out, and his runny nose stops. Oh, thanks. Yeah, you're a good nanny. No wonder such a weak pup was given to you. Strong.
Yes, I'm very weak, but I'm a weak pup.
But he was named after a king.
That's
That
right.
tells
That's
you he's
right.
very important.
He's gonna be big king, and then Crashjaw will be your friend, and then we can play.
That's correct.
And then he's gonna try to pet
Yeah.
Al on
He's
the
gonna
head.
be. He's gonna
And
be a mighty
Al's
king.
ears part to either side as you pat him.
Legs. Oh yeah. I'll show you.
Mm.
He binds the leather lashes to his legs and begins to walk around kind of awkwardly. She says that the skeletons like this, and then nobody finds us, and then she puts magic on us, and the steps go away.
I'm going to whisper in Al's ear. What? What is he saying?
This is a con job by the cow. She gets them to steal the skeletons for reasons I still don't particularly understand. But they pick up the bones, the legs, they deleg them, and then carry them so that they don't see so they hide their tracks in the sand.
That makes sense in all but one sense. I think they're referring to the lady who is in charge of the cow.
Oh,
Probably not the cow.
look, I've been through a
I
lot.
don't know.
I feel close to death here.
Yes, and speaking of which, Nyx is going to use her last spell slot to cast Cure Wounds on her friend, and this is going to be a 1d8 plus 2.
Thanks, Nan and Nyx.
Oh, wonderful! That is 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
So that is 7 hit points restored.
Oh, hey, and didn't I have temporary hit points from the medication?
You had one.
Yes, I'm back at full health.
But has it been longer than 8 hours? If it's longer than 8 hours, you should contact a physician for those
Not
temporary
yet.
hit points.
But it may be a baby outside, but somewhere else he's okay.
I like
Continuing
that.
on.
I would like if he canonically says that to Nyx. He's like
You stop that right now, or I'm dropping you.
Thank you, Nanny Nyx.
That's what I thought.
I turn my head while still cradled in Nyx's arms to look at the knoll, and I say, "Could we have those bones back?"
You can take the talkie bag. We don't want that. That's just annoying.
What's in the
Nyx.
talking bag?
The talkie parts?
At this point, Nyx is going to gently sit Albert down and then take one of his hands like he is a child. And as I set him down, I'm going to whisper in his ear, just play along.
Sorry. Could I have some more bones to take home? I love little bones.
Sure. Here, King, little King, here. And then he just like scoops up a pile of just like broken ribs and I should ribs, forearms, and shin bones, and just kind of like dumps it on you. It's about 3 pounds worth of broken bones.
And I love talkie parts too.
Maybe it's because you're a king. You take them all. They just talk. They're not very good for chewing.
As he hands the bones over, I'm going to smile graciously and say, "Good boy." To the knoll, not to Albert.
I put the bones in the talkie bag.
Okay, when you open it up,
and swing it over my shoulders.
you see about 20 skulls. They all burn with yellow pits in their eyes, and the ones that are facing you, they look up. They begin to say, "Return us. We have work to do. Freedom."
Oh, I'm just a little baby puppet. I don't understand what they're saying. I say, and I tie up the bag and sling it over my shoulder.
Oh, bro, really? I got a contract I need to take care of. The sooner I finish it, the sooner I can stop being undead.
Nix has followed him
God.
over to where the sack is at this point. Hasn't seen what's in the sack. Gives him a little tiny thumbs up, going, "Good job, good job." All right.
Give her a
So,
little thumbs up.
as looking around, as I'm looking around the room, how many gnolls are still in this room with us?
There was
Yeah.
13. 6 of them ran outside because of the whistle. So that leaves a total of 7 with your new poison branded friend, Crush Jaw.
An identifying mark.
Nanny Nix, I want to go home now. I want my applesauce.
It's just about time for snack time, and I'm going to turn to Crush Jaw. I'm afraid I don't actually know your name.
Oh, my name's Crush Jaw. And he snaps at the air a little bit.
That name makes perfect sense. It really suits you.
Really?
And then quietly under my breath, I say, "So would Numbskull."
I have really good ears, and I heard that. Numbskull. My skull is not numb. It
Oh,
hurts.
you can feel things now?
Yeah, it hurts when I get hit in the head.
See, I thought that magic that I used on you would have made your skull go numb, but
He slams his head into the
I
wall
can tell it's not at all. Oh, well,
and
that could
staggers backwards.
Nanny Nix,
No,
I'm really hungry. I'm really hungry.
not numb.
All right, then I'm gonna say, have a good day. If any of you are bad boys again, I will use my magic on your faces.
Oh no.
Don't test me.
Yeah. Yeah, what she said.
Okay.
And if you're good boys, I might bring you some treat.
Oh, treats. Oh, like gnomes. Gnomes are the best treats.
I don't know. I don't know if I can get any fresh gnomes. It's not really gnome season. Now you be a good boy and you all stay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I issue that command to all the gnolls that are in the room. Stay.
Make a performance roll. As you're adjusting the crowd.
Oh, beautiful.
Al, are you help? Oh,
Time
you're
to
helping her
shine.
out. You're saying that it's time to go. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like standing behind her, like nodding and like, "What? Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
a 22.
Okay.
A
Nice.
22.
So Al's helping you out. You can roll with advantage, but you got a 22. So the gnolls, there is a look of fear and anticipation. One of them even just kind of sits down when you say stay, and they don't show any signs of following you.
All right, then I'm going to turn and I'm going to grab Albert's hand yet again and take off.